It's our Goshen, and
Hmm.
it's our Goshen.
So,
Brandon, he's from the Goshen Press.
right.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. I'd like to make a motion. We add subsequent business not on the agenda to include the appointment of two deputy fire marshals and a resolution for the emergency services grant that we get every year.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I would make a motion to appoint Addison Larson and Adam Woodruff as deputy fire marshals for the town of Washington to an indefinite term.
I'll second it.
So this is, it doesn't change the budget, it doesn't bring in more hours, it just gives Troy, our fire marshal, more flexibility with investigations. A lot of times, as we've seen over the years, these smaller towns are becoming more regional. So while he's a full-time employee with us, he may sometimes call in Sharon's, or state fire marshal for assistance. We had a fire early this morning over top of Marty's that will probably require assistance, that kind of thing.
We have, so that gives us what, three different
No,
people?
that's the other part of it. Chris Wilcox and Bruce McGuzy. Dan,
McMillan.
don't do it anymore.
Right, so he was our deputy fire marshal,
Oh.
he's retired.
Oh, he did. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second, hey Wayne, the second is, we do this every year. This is to get our emergency services grant, resolved that the Board of Selectmen may enter into with, and deliver to the state of Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security, any and all documents which it deems to be necessary or appropriate, and further resolve that James L. Britton, as first selectman of the town of Washington, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents on behalf of the town of Washington, and to do and perform all acts and things which she deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing, delivering all arrangements, agreements, and documents contemplated by such document. And this is the tip of the ice. Is there a second?
Second.
This is the tip of the iceberg, what Linda Gomez has to go
For what,
through.
$84 that we get?
Well, it's $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
But it just gets more and more egregious in terms of, for example, stuff like this a couple of years ago, as long as the first selectman hadn't changed, you didn't need to do anything.
Didn't need to do.
Now, just to add more, it's crazy. All in favor? Thank you.
Good luck.
Communication. So this morning, let me read this to you. Dear Board of Selectmen, please accept this letter as my formal notification of my retirement from my position as mechanic with the town of Washington. After careful consideration, I decided to retire. My last day of employment will be September 4th, 2026. I am sincerely grateful for the opportunities, support, and experiences I have enjoyed during my time with the town. It has been a privilege to work alongside such talented colleagues and to contribute to the town's success. I will always appreciate the professional relationships and friendships I have developed over the years. During my remaining time, I am committed to ensuring a smooth transition and will gladly assist completing current projects, documenting my responsibilities, and helping train a replacement if needed. Sincerely, Larry Cable. Larry's a 20+ year employee, public works. So
Yeah.
that'll be a tricky position to fill. It's not a maintainer. It's,
Yeah. No, you
it's got some
different
unique
skills than everybody else
qualifications.
up there. For
Yeah.
Sure.
And Larry does it not only the mechanical aspect, but the very much a lot of the organizational aspect. So maintenance law, it's
Does he?
a
Okay.
big job. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we wish Larry all the best.
Absolutely.
You gonna do search committee on that or?
Well, we'll post it first. We'll figure out the timing of posting it. And then, we'll go through work with, Kevin Smith, obviously.
Right.
I think it's worth bringing somebody on board for a little overlap anyway.
Yeah, we've got another mechanic in Bob Belcourt, but that's obviously a two-man job. It's a big fleet.
Yes.
What's his date? I'm sorry.
September 4th, 2026.
Thank you.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 17th meeting of the Board of Selectmen.
Second that.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Appointments and resignation, make it a I would make the motion that we appoint Kevin Clementi as an alternate member of the Inland Wetlands Commission until June 30th, 2027.
Second.
So he met with the commission, had Bob Patson's endorsement, and is gonna serve out to finish that term.
I'm fine with it, but did we get anything from him in writing or all, like can we
Yeah.
forward that just so I?
Yeah,
can-
Yeah, we've got a email letter of interest from him.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
The only thing I have tonight is we got back the well tests from the
Oh.
landfill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Mandy put those online. It's not light reading. And there's all kinds of standards, so you have,
These are the neighbors' wells?
no, but that's part of what this is all about. So
Okay.
these are the wells directly on the landfill.
Okay,
Again, when I looked at them, just like the last ones, I had concerns where certain parameters were exceeded. Certain standards, and then certain ones weren't. I called Go Environmental. I talked to Chris Pecha. He said, no, it's what you'd expect to find in a capped landfill is all of these ingredients, if you will.
so this is the one I've seen before. This sounds like,
This is a different one. So we had a surface water and this is a groundwater.
okay,
This is where we had to go through bedrock.
okay,
The now Go Environmental is in the process of sending out certified mailers to 8 neighboring properties. That's gonna be where the rubber hits the road. Is it did any of this leach off of the capped landfill?
right.
So, but I'll have,
So we're asking them to allow us to do a test on their water supply.
yeah,
Basically,
exactly,
on their wells.
on their wells,
Yeah.
yeah.
8 properties.
Yeah, I was a little surprised but they
Is it
are,
is it one and then
they are
somebody can take it?
contiguous, but then you have Clark Road, you have Nettleton Hollow,
Yeah,
I believe there's one on Wickham, so there's 1 or 2 is an LLC. I'm not sure where that's all gonna go.
so it's like the same, yeah, when I had to do something, I had to, cause my driveway, I had to contact the people across the street, even
Mhm.
though it had no effect on,
Right,
because they were contiguous, yeah.
yeah.
Some of
it's-
that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's where, but I'll have Mandy get that up online, the results. And that's all I had, fellas. Anything?
Nothing for me.
I just update, we installed a new EV charger a couple months back. It's all set up now. We had some difficulty with it shorting out. I don't know if that, but it would, like your fuse. Pop the fuse in there. We got that resolved. Patrick was great about helping us figure that out with the manufacturer and getting that done. And we've been getting use out of it. We have been working with Eversource to resolve an issue regarding the they do the delivery, I guess it is, and that they've been charging us an exorbitant amount because we found out the way they charge was just, they picked one day when people used it, and that's the charge they use for delivery rate for the rest of the month kind of thing. So we're getting charged like $400 for a month with $25 worth of electric use or something. This is when we first started. So we're working to resolve that. We've talked to them and we've talked to the Maria Horn and all about it as well. And we're putting up a structure over it for protecting, from snow, rain, kind of thing. Larry's actually.
Make sure Larry gets that done
Larry,
before he
get it ordered
retires.
in and get it put up before Larry, it'll be up.
Being delivered Monday.
Yeah, it's delivered, okay, so it'll be here, it'll be put up, but it's, we want to make sure too with Kevin that he could plow around it without any, so it sort of pulls in the back and it comes over the top of it, so we've been getting use out of it. It's on the maps, for people to find it, so we're happy to get it done and get it going, so.
Great. I have a different question for Jay, not on the agenda, so tell me if this is an appropriate time, because it's in his
Yeah.
purview. Where are we on the food truck ordinance? And the other reason I'm asking is because, came up, Troy asked me to ask. and
Sure.
talk to you about.
Sure, Jim and I sat down with, Troy last week, I guess it was.
Mhm.
To go over it, and we've really done some homework about it, looking at, and some things that Troy wasn't aware of, like, he did know the health department did approve these things.
Right.
But we already have requirements in town that if somebody's using a food truck, they have to sign up. We know when the food trucks are here in town. He wasn't aware of that. And we're not looking, and so we're trying, the discussion, we got a few more questions for the health department. One of the things that the health department has said they do, and Troy says it's not exactly great, is notify when they approve a food truck.
We asked them to do that.
Yes,
We
and
would want to make that request. I'm not sure it's happening yet.
So
it
part of
is happening, but
when they know about it, I believe it's happening. So just as a footnote to this, 2 days after we met with Troy,
okay,
he texts me on a Saturday night. He's up at,
Check.
and the 2 trucks up there have not been
Right,
licensed.
by the health department.
Correct.
right. And I don't think anybody knows. That's why I'm asking.
And that's the issue that we have, we were trying to follow up. Anything on public
That's the Health
property,
Department.
anything on
That's
public
where-
property, we know about, but if somebody's doing something privately,
Correct, right.
that's an
Well,
issue.
and that's where, I mean, I don't expect the health department to be all knowing either. You can't-
Right.
Yeah, you gotta know about these things in order to license them.
Right, right.
But
the vendor should know they have to be approved too by their health department.
I don't think that in this case they did, because they, were perfectly willing to oblige. They just didn't know. They get this call to come to this party.
Right.
And,
Right.
where's that information that,
it's a big gray zone as in
Yeah.
terms of where's the food truck from, are they?
So one of the things we talked to Troy about was, we don't want him to become the keeper of all this data about where they are. That's not, his job is to, as he agreed.
Fire
is to-
safety.
Fire safety, and
Yeah.
that's perfectly, we want him to do
Right.
that. But he needs to know when they're gonna be around, and public, anybody on our property, he'll know,
right,
but not as as you've just said.
right.
So that's a different issue.
Yeah, so this episode that took place is part of the gap that we talked about,
Right.
and as frustrating as it can be, and you work on solutions. I don't want Troy,
Right.
there's only so much you can do.
Well,
You can't be all places. You can't see everything, right? So you do the best you can. We try to fill the holes as wherever we can.
can we fill that hole, Jimmy, with, in other words, somebody, well, I guess there could be a private party where they don't know. This is a little different because Shag does have to get town approval for some of that, and they're seeking police and fire and all these things. They are checking those boxes. So at some point in that permit process, if there is a food truck, part of this, is that where we can fill that gap?
Well, here's what, when Jen does one on our, she has to send a notice to the health department that these trucks.
Correct, but that's
are-
not property, that's.
Right,
We've
so,
got that
but
gap.
that's the question. How do you get,
Right, and how do you get civic organizations? Like if you're part of a church and you're having a fair,
Right,
you're gonna assume that
the
they,
truck
I
is,
just did this, I just filed, I got our license for the Green Fair with the health district.
I did the same thing for the softball tournament. You get a temporary.
You get a 1 day.
Yeah.
But a lot of
whatever, you have to
organizations-
fill out before you have
also
to-
that's, we gotta do a better job of letting the organizations know this is something you have to do,
right,
I
And-
suppose.
yeah, and anybody
Yeah.
privately,
So it's, I mean, from what you're describing here, this is a shack. This is not, I mean.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
they dropped the ball.
Right.
They're the vendor. I
right,
mean, they're the only, I mean,
that's
you know,
right,
the food truck is like, they may have an inspection license or
Right.
whatever, but that doesn't, that's okay for the truck, but that's not necessarily okay for the event.
Right,
and,
The event has to be
Right.
licensed by the health. district.
right, and the other part was,
Softball tournament or the Green Fair. or whatever.
Right.
and the question about our ordinance, we don't need an ordinance for Troy to be able to inspect these. The state already requires it, so we don't need to have a separate ordinance
right,
requiring it, because the state, he already has authority to do that.
Right.
His big issue is knowing that it's happening,
Yeah,
and
Troy stops by the Green Fair beforehand and just like, hey,
Right.
basically, where's your fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, and now-
It's an outdoor event. so
And their
it's-
group though is working on, because this just happened last year that the state required the inspections, I think, or 2 years ago, that just started. And so they're working with like this region to, if the fire marshal in Litchfield approves a food truck, they get some kind of certificate license that they've been, that
they've been inspected.
they've been inspected, so so Troy would take that, obviously, is okay, somebody else inspected it, but,
Well, yeah, well, the food truck inspection is a separate issue
No.
from the license from the temporary permit for. the
Right,
event.
that's right.
That's,
It's just, right now, that's his only means of learning about it is through HVHD.
Through the health department.
So if they don't have it,
It's
he
a
he
different
won't get it.
section, but it's all
I
that
mean, if
is.
Shag, Shag, I'm sure Shag asked the food trucks, you guys have you inspected, they said, yeah, sure, they could show it, but that's not the same as Shag getting a 1 day permit
Right,
for the event.
right.
So we'll
That's not Shag.
fill the
That's all.
gaps in that and
Trying to,
keep working on that.
trying to figure out how to,
Under old business, just wanted to mention, with the America 250th birthday celebrations going on, one of the things we're taking part in, that to my understanding is being done all across the country, is there'll be a reading of the Declaration of Independence on July 8th at 6 p.m., which is historically accurate. That's when the colonials did it, when they got to Philadelphia. It took time to,
Yeah,
but I did a read through on the document. It's pretty bold. If you think about the list of grievances
yeah.
that are laid out
It's-
to probably arguably the most powerful nation in the world at the time.
Yeah,
It's a pretty big slap in the face across the
Right.
Atlantic.
violating their death warrants.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like,
I
wow.
was just looking
Pretty
at
gutsy.
it.
Pretty gutsy, that's right.
So who's doing that reading? Doing it right,
Right, part of it, Jack Gilpin,
doing it right out
yeah,
there?
on the steps, yep.
Okay,
Weather permitting, otherwise we move inside, visitors, we'll start online. Brandon?
Reporter. Yeah.
Susan? Todd?
Okay, I have a question. Okay, back when Sarah Belanger was appointed as a treasurer, you were one little description of her. Well, all you said about her was just that, well, she's lived here for a while with her family, obviously, and where she's working. Is there anything in her education or vocational background regarding anything transferable to the job? Say bookkeeping, accounting, banking, etc. Is there anything?
Bookkeeping,
analogous?
yeah, not accounting necessarily, Todd, bookkeeping, I believe, for her husband's business, as an electrician.
Okay, all right, well, I just thought it was unusual, you didn't mention anything about that at the time, so I was just curious about that.
Sure, and she's working real close with the finance director, Linda Gomez.
Well, I know this much, I figured, so obviously. Okay, well, all right, I have another thing here as well. Something was spoken about at the Board of Finance. Andrew Karen was asking about it, these
Mhm.
mailings here, with that. I'm afraid that's like $16,000 a year, something like that's the budget.
Yeah, I think that's accurate, Todd.
Okay. All right, well, anyway, I didn't know until that time, I didn't read the fine print on back, this was supposed to be economic development, but, I'll just tick off a few things about it here. It's basically a template, which is fine. I mean, the selectman's office and a business spotlight, that's fine. And it just goes into, well, pretty much the same thing. I'll just hit it quickly here. One. Okay, economic development. This is Art Association, Hollister House, Judy Black, Gun Library, Senior Center, Gun Museum, Steep Rock, and Parks and Rec. That's basically the template every time. Okay. I have nothing against any of the people individually or entities, etc. I honestly, I don't, but I don't see this as economic development per se. I know a lot of our brand here with the website such as, travel, leisure, lifestyle. I understand that much, but we get into the things, okay, something else I want to throw in there with that. I mean, I get the email blasts. We've got something like 1,500 people or so get, I believe, which is good. That's pretty good penetration. That's good here. Among the ones that I got, I don't clean my email up enough, but in there, recently, Hollister House was in there, pretty much weekly. Judy Black was in there. The library was in there, fine. The Senior Center and the Parks and Rec were in there every week. To me, I see this as redundant. And I don't. I'll keep doing my comments to myself. I don't see this as being particularly beneficial as far as developing local economy. Is what this is effectively. Nothing against the people I have mentioned here. It's really an ad circular. And I don't see it as a return on investment for that. I don't see any value in this. I
Okay,
really don't see a value in trying to put out a physical document or something like that anyway. I mean, economic development really at its core, I mean, it's a very esoteric thing. There's all kinds of things in mind, and it's been in the years that it's been here, it's been just a very, very narrow focus. And I don't see a value in this.
okay. What I see, Todd, what I see is, what I hear constantly is, I see that more as informational, because what I hear from people constantly is, I didn't know about it. I never saw it anywhere. So between the email blast, the newsletter, Explore Washington, the websites, the individual websites, the organizations, and I still hear from people, I didn't know anything about it. So I don't know.
It's redundant by design.
Yeah,
And we understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, the information does not get disseminated unless we repeat it several times.
Or spoon feed it almost. I mean,
there are
And a
people,
lot of people that only don't get it online.
that's right,
It's hard to believe they need.
Well, that's the other,
physical-
yeah,
Physical paper, so,
yeah.
but I get what you're saying.
it's hard to quantify.
It's very hard.
You get numerous people, that's the only document they get, because they don't
Right.
get email, they don't get,
Right.
they don't go online, and it's important, and we don't have papers that cover us, so.
Brandon is gonna take care of that with the Goshen News.
Yeah.
He's solving this right now as we speak. He's typing his little fingers off.
Don't we all?
Wayne,
I'm just here for my next meeting.
Okay.
Good.
He's here for the peppermints.
Hold that fair game?
Yeah,
go,
I had
you
one,
go.
I took one.
You go.
It's been warm, though, it's starting to get a
Sorry, I'm
little,
just catching.
to get a little milky,
okay, Todd, thank you. And thank you, everybody. Is there a motion to adjourn?
so move,
Second.
You
all in
added your
favor?
upschool business?
yeah, we did this,
Okay.
yeah, the deputy problem one.
Oh, that's what it was.
Resolution.
Yeah, right.
Aye.
All right, thank you, everybody.